The warning signal. The story opens on the Galactic Council station, a massive ring structure orbiting the binary stars of Alpha Centauri. Ambassador Tom Rivers from Earth stands before the assembled alien delegates, his blue uniform crisp against the backdrop of swirling cosmic dust outside the viewing ports. The council chamber buzzes with the translation devices of dozens of species. The tall, gray-skinned Ultrons sit with their forearms folded, their black eyes showing no emotion. The insectoid cricks click their mandibles in what humans have learned means dismissal. The energy beings known as the Void Speakers float in their containment fields, their forms shifting like colored smoke. Tom holds up a holographic display showing deep space scan results. The data reveals something massive moving through the dark space between galaxies, something that defies all known physics. The readings show energy signatures that could power entire star systems, moving at impossible speeds toward their galaxy. Honored delegates, Tom begins, his voice steady despite the weight of his message. Our deep space monitoring stations have detected an approaching threat. These entities have already consumed 3 dwarf galaxies in the void. They strip planets of all organic matter and leave behind empty husks. The Altran High Counselor Vel speaks with her musical voice. Human, your species has been part of this council for only 50 cycles. Your technology is primitive compared to our civilizations that have existed for millions of years. What could you possibly detect that we cannot? The Crix delegate Buzz adds his clicking speech. The humans always see threats where none exist. Their warlike nature makes them paranoid. We have our own defense systems. Tom's jaw tightens. He knows the aliens see humans as the newest, least advanced members of the galactic community. Earth joined the Council only after developing faster-than-light travel, decades behind every other species present. Counselors, please examine the data, Tom insists, transmitting the detailed scans. These beings have technology that can manipulate dark matter itself. They use it to travel between galaxies and to drain energy from stars. Our projections show they will reach the outer rim of our galaxy within 2 years. The void speaker called Mind of Light responds through its translator. Human concern is noted but unnecessary. The Great Barrier has protected our galaxy for eons. No force from outside can penetrate it. Tom feels frustration building. The Great Barrier is an energy field that surrounds their galaxy, created by an ancient civilization. The aliens have complete faith in its protection. The barrier won't stop them, Tom says firmly. Our quantum physicists have run simulations. These entities exist partially outside normal space-time. The barrier was never designed to stop something like this. Laughter echoes through the chamber. Not human laughter, but the various sounds different species make when amused. The Ultrons produce a chiming sound, while the Crix create a rapid clicking noise. High Counselor Vel stands, her forearms spreading wide. Young human, we appreciate your concern, but the Council has spoken on this matter. The threat you describe is impossible. Our combined fleets could defend against any danger, and the Great Barrier makes invasion from outside our galaxy impossible. Tom makes one final attempt. I request permission to present Dr. Lisa Park, our lead physicist, to explain the technical aspects of the threat. Request denied, Vel says with finality. This council will not waste time on human fears born from incomplete understanding of galactic physics. As the session ends, Tom watches the delegates file out, their conversations already moving to trade disputes and territorial claims. None of them take the human warning seriously. Back in his quarters, Tom activates a secured quantum communication link to Earth. The face of General Mike Stone appears on the screen, his weathered features showing concern. How did it go? Stone asks. They dismissed everything, Tom reports. They think our technology is too primitive to detect something their sensors missed. They have complete faith in their Great Barrier and combined fleets. Stone nods grimly. Then we proceed with Protocol 7. How long until they reach us? Tom checks his data pad. Best case scenario, 18 months. Worst case, 8 months if they continue accelerating. Understood. The President has authorized the activation of all hidden shipyards. It's time to show the galaxy what humans do when ignored. As Tom signs off, he looks out at the stars through his window. Somewhere in the vast darkness, an unstoppable force approaches. The galaxy's established powers refuse to listen to Earth's warnings. They have no idea that humans spent centuries preparing for exactly this scenario, the day when diplomacy fails, and only strength matters. The storm arrives. 14 months after Tom's warning, the first Outer Rim colonies go silent. The mining station on Kepler 438b stops transmitting during its regular weekly report. The Altran High Command assumes equipment failure. Their technology rarely breaks down, but the human-built relay stations are considered unreliable. 3 days later, the agricultural world of New Ceres sends a desperate, fragmented message before cutting off entirely. The message consists of screaming voices and images of the sky turning black as something massive blots out the sun. Within a week, 12 more systems fall silent along the galactic rim. The pattern becomes impossible to ignore. Captain Rex Hall commands the Earth Survey Ship Discovery, one of the few human vessels operating in the outer territories. His crew of 30 represents the latest generation of Earth space explorers, young, eager, and trained for long-range reconnaissance. Rex receives the emergency broadcast from Galactic Command while his ship conducts mineral surveys near the Vega system. The message comes from Admiral Lisa Chen, the highest-ranking human in the Joint Galactic Fleet. All human vessels are ordered to maintain communication protocols and report any unusual activity immediately. We are operating under yellow alert status until further notice. Rex's communications officer, Lieutenant Dave Smith, turns from his console. Captain, I'm picking up something strange on the long-range sensors. There's a distortion in space, about 3 light-years out, moving in our direction. What kind of distortion? Rex asks, moving to study the sensor display. I've never seen anything like it, sir. It's like space itself is folding. And there's an energy signature that doesn't match anything in our databases. Rex's blood runs cold. He remembers the classified briefings about Ambassador Rivers' warning to the Galactic Council. Every human captain received copies of the deep space scan data, even though officially the Alien Council dismissed the threat. Red. Alert. All hands to battle stations. Set course for Earth immediately. Sir? Dave looks confused. We're not due back for another 6 months. Trust me, Lieutenant. We need to leave now. As the Discovery jumps to faster-than-light speed, Rex watches the sensor readings. The distortion continues growing, and within it, something vast moves through space in ways that violate every law of physics he understands. Meanwhile, on the Galactic Council station, emergency sessions convene around the clock. The alien leaders who dismissed human warnings now face undeniable evidence that something is systematically destroying the Outer Rim. High Counselor Vell stands before holographic displays showing the affected systems. Each red dot represents a world that no longer responds to communication attempts. The combined fleet will investigate these disturbances, she announces. Surely pirates or rebels have found new weapons technology. We will restore order quickly. The Crick's military commander, Snap, disagrees. Counselor, no pirates could eliminate entire systems this efficiently. Perhaps we should reconsider the human data. Impossible, Vell insists. The Great Barrier protects us. Nothing from outside the galaxy can enter our space. 3 days later, the combined galactic fleet encounters the invaders. Admiral Tor, an Altran with 2 centuries of military experience, leads a force of 500 ships representing all Council species. His flagship, the Eternal Light, carries weapons capable of cracking planets and shields that have never been penetrated. The fleet drops out of faster-than-light travel at the edge of the Sirius system, expecting to find pirates or rebels. Instead, they find nightmare. The invaders appear as massive biological constructs that seem to exist partially in normal space and partially in dimensions beyond human understanding. Each creature stretches for kilometers, with surfaces that shift between matter and energy. They move through space like living shadows, bending reality around them. Tor orders an immediate attack. The combined fleet unleashes devastating firepower. Plasma cannons, quantum torpedoes, gravitational disruptors, the weapons that have maintained peace in the galaxy for millennia, strike the invaders with enough force to destroy small moons. The creatures absorb every attack. They feed on the energy, growing larger and more aggressive. Within minutes, the invaders respond. They emit waves of dark energy that pass through shields as if they don't exist. Ships begin losing power, their crews collapsing as something drains the life force from their bodies. Tor manages to send one final message before his flagship goes dark. Great Barrier. Compromised. They're inside the galaxy. All systems. Prepare for. The transmission cuts to static. Back on Earth, President Sarah Williams receives the report in the underground command center beneath Mount Cheyenne. The faces of Earth's Military. Back on Earth, President Sarah Williams receives the report in the underground command center beneath Mount Cheyenne. The faces of Earth's military leaders fill the screens around her, all showing the same grim determination. "Gentlemen, ladies," she says quietly. "The aliens ignored our warnings, now they're paying the price. It's time to implement the Doomsday Protocol." General Stone nods. "All hidden fleets are ready, Madam President. The galaxy is about to learn what humans do when our backs are against the wall. Earth's secret revealed President Williams activates the quantum communication network that connects Earth to its hidden installations throughout the galaxy. For decades, while playing the role of junior partners in the galactic community, humans have been preparing for this exact scenario." The first transmission reaches Commander Jake Roberts at the concealed shipyard, hidden in the asteroid belt of the Wolf 359 system. For 20 years, automated factories buried deep within the largest asteroids have been building warships using designs never shared with the Galactic Council. "Doomsday Protocol confirmed," Jake responds. "Fleet 7 is ready for deployment. We have 43 heavy battleships and supporting vessels standing by. Similar confirmations come from hidden bases throughout human space. Admiral Beth Clark reports from the secret facility built inside a hollow moon orbiting Proxima Centauri. Fleet 3 operational, 67 ships ready, including our new Dreadnought-class vessels. Captain Ron Davis, commanding the hidden base constructed within a massive space station disguised as a research facility, adds his report. Fleet 12 is prepared. We have the new prototype weapons loaded and ready for field testing." As reports continue flooding in, the true scope of Earth's preparation becomes clear. While aliens saw humans as the newest, least threatening members of the galactic community, Earth's leaders spent decades building a secret armada. The strategy began shortly after first contact, when human leaders realized their species was seen as primitive and insignificant. Instead of fighting this perception, they embraced it, using their inferior status as cover for massive military preparations. General Stone coordinates the deployment from Earth's hidden command center. The facility, built 5 miles underground, houses the most advanced quantum computers ever created. These systems have been running invasion scenarios and combat simulations continuously for 30 years. "All fleets report ready status," Stone announces. "Total deployment: 847 heavy combat vessels plus support ships and fighters. We're implementing Battle Plan Omega." President Williams studies the holographic display showing the galaxy. Red zones mark areas where the invaders have already struck. The aliens' combined fleet, or what's left of it, continues retreating toward the galactic core, losing more ships with each encounter. "How long until we reach the combat zone?" she asks. "First contact in 18 hours, Stone replies. "Our ships have been positioned along the invaders' projected path for months. They'll be walking into a trap." Meanwhile, the surviving alien leaders struggle to comprehend their situation. High Counselor Vel, evacuated to a secure facility deep within Ultron space, reviews the disaster reports. Half the galactic rim is now dark, and the invaders continue their inexorable advance toward populated systems. The Krix commander Snap, one of the few military leaders to survive the first encounter, delivers his analysis. "Counselor, our conventional weapons are useless. These beings operate outside normal physics. We need to consider alternative strategies." "What alternatives?" Vel asks desperately. "Our most powerful fleets have been swept aside like debris. Perhaps we should have listened to the human warnings. Their data showed they understood these creatures better than we admitted." Vel's Forearms tremble with rage and fear. The humans? Their primitive technology couldn't possibly help against this threat. Unknown to the aliens, human ships are already moving into position. Unlike the alien vessels with their bright hulls and energy signatures, human warships were designed for stealth and ambush tactics. They use advanced metamaterials that bend electromagnetic radiation, making them nearly invisible to conventional sensors. Captain Maria Santos commands the battleship Defiance, leading the first wave of the human counterattack. Her ship represents 20 years of secret development, weapons designed specifically to fight enemies that exist partially outside normal spacetime. Target acquired, reports her weapons officer, Lieutenant Paul Anderson. Range, 50,000 kilometers and closing. Maria studies the massive invader on her screen. The creature appears as a writhing mass of dark energy, kilometers long and constantly shifting between dimensions. It moves through space like a living shadow, leaving dead systems in its wake. All ships prepare for coordinated strike, Maria broadcasts to the hidden human fleet. Remember, these things feed on conventional energy. We use the new quantum, disruptors only. Fire on my mark. The human ships decloak simultaneously, appearing from empty space around the unsuspecting invader. For the first time since entering the galaxy, the creature faces an enemy that understands its nature. Fire! The quantum disruptors unleash energy that exists in multiple dimensions simultaneously. Instead of feeding the creature, the weapons tear at the boundary between its dimensional states, causing massive disruption to its exotic matter. Composition. The invader reels, its form flickering as the quantum assault destabilizes its structure. It emits a sound that human minds can barely process, a scream that echoes across multiple dimensions. For the first time, one of the invaders has been hurt. The galaxy is about to learn that Earth's warnings came from more than just advanced sensors. They came from preparation. The counterattack begins. The invader's scream echoes across subspace, alerting its companions throughout the galaxy. Within minutes, 3 more creatures converge on the human fleet's position, moving through folded space at impossible speeds. Captain Maria Santos watches her tactical display as the new threats approach. Each invader dwarfs her battleship, but the quantum disruptors have proven effective. The wounded creature writhes in space, its form flickering between dimensions as it struggles to maintain cohesion. All ships, maintain formation, Maria broadcasts. We've proven they can be hurt. Now we prove they can die. The human fleet spreads into attack formation developed through decades of simulation. Unlike the alien fleets that relied on overwhelming firepower and impenetrable shields, human tactics emphasize mobility, coordination, and striking weak points. Lieutenant Paul Anderson monitors the weapon systems. Captain, quantum disruptors charged and ready. The wounded target is showing structural instability in its dimensional matrix. Focus all firepower on the damaged one first, Maria orders. If we can destroy it, we learn how to kill the others. The bow. Concentrated quantum assault tears deeper into the invader's exotic matter. The creature's form begins collapsing as its ability to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously fails. With a final reality-bending shriek, it implodes into a point of absolute darkness before vanishing entirely. The first invader is dead. The remaining 3 creatures respond with fury beyond anything the galaxy has witnessed. They emit waves of dark energy that warp space itself, creating gravitational anomalies that threaten to tear the human ships apart. But the human vessels were built for this. Their hulls incorporate crystalline matrices that can redistribute exotic energy, and their crews have trained for years to fight enemies that don't follow normal physics. Captain Rex Hall, recently returned from the Outer Rim, leads the second wave of human ships. His upgraded vessel, the Discovery II, carries experimental weapons based on the invader's own dimensional manipulation technology. Dimensional torpedoes armed, reports his weapons officer Dave Smith. These should disrupt their phase coherence. The torpedoes streak through space, leaving trails of twisted reality in their wake. When they impact the invaders, the creatures' forms destabilize as the weapons force them into normal 3-dimensional space, making them vulnerable to conventional attack. Meanwhile, throughout the galaxy, the hidden human fleets begin revealing themselves. Admiral Lisa Chen coordinates from the command ship Vengeance, directing 8 separate battle groups in simultaneous strikes against invader concentrations. Fleet 7, you have 3 targets approaching the Vega system. Fleet 12, redirect, to intercept the group moving toward Ultron space. Remember, these things are vulnerable when forced into normal dimensions. The tide of battle shifts as human ships strike from ambush positions throughout the galaxy. Each engagement teaches the human commanders more about their enemy's weaknesses, and this knowledge spreads instantly through quantum communication networks. Back on the Galactic Council station, the surviving alien leaders watch in amazement as their sensors detect the human fleet actions. High Counselor Vel stares at tactical displays showing hundreds of human vessels engaging the invaders across multiple star systems. "How is this possible?" she whispers. "The humans claim to have only survey ships and a few patrol vessels." The Krix Commander Snap studies the battle data. "Counselor, these are not patrol ships. The humans have been building a secret armada. Their vessels use technology I've never seen before. Weapons specifically designed to fight these dimensional entities." Vel's forearms shake with rage and humiliation. "They deceived us. While we saw them as primitive junior partners, they were preparing for war." "No," Snap corrects. "They were preparing for this war. They knew these creatures were coming and built their entire military strategy around stopping them." As the battles rage, President Williams receives reports from across the galaxy. The hidden human fleets are engaging invaders on 17 different fronts, and the new weapons are proving devastatingly effective. General Stone provides the tactical summary. "We've confirmed kills on 12 invaders so far. Our losses are minimal. The enemy didn't expect organized resistance, and our stealth technology kept them from detecting our fleet positions." "What about alien casualties?" Williams asks. "Massive. The invaders have consumed or destroyed nearly 200 alien worlds. Their combined fleets have been reduced to scattered survivors. We're the only effective resistance left." Williams considers the implications. The galactic community that dismissed Earth's warnings and treated humans as insignificant newcomers now depends entirely on human military might for survival. "General, prepare Phase 2 of the operation. It's time to take the fight directly to these creatures and show the galaxy what Earth's primitive technology can really accomplish." The counterattack has begun, but the war is far from over. The invaders are learning too, adapting their tactics to counter human weapons. The next phase will determine whether humanity can save a galaxy that never believed in them. The final stand 3 months into the war, the invaders adapt. The creatures that once relied on overwhelming dimensional manipulation now coordinate their attacks, using swarm tactics to overwhelm human defenses. What began as a series of successful ambushes has evolved into a grinding campaign of attrition. Admiral Lisa Chen commands the defense of the Centauri system from her flagship Vengeance, watching as 30 invaders approach in perfect formation. Each creature has learned to maintain partial dimensional coherence while existing primarily in normal space, making them harder to target with quantum disruptors. "They're learning from every engagement," reports Captain James Park, her tactical officer. "Our weapons are still effective, but they're adapting faster than we anticipated. The human fleets have destroyed over 60 invaders, but hundreds more continue pouring in from the void between galaxies. Each victory costs Earth precious ships and crews that cannot be quickly replaced." President Williams convenes an emergency session with her military leaders. The holographic display shows the current situation. While human forces have stabilized the front lines, they're slowly being pushed back toward the galactic core. General Stone delivers the grim assessment. "Madam President, we've bought the galaxy time, but we can't win a prolonged war of attrition. The invaders have unlimited reinforcements, and we're losing ships faster than our hidden shipyards can replace them. What are our options?" Williams asks. Dr. Sarah Kim, Earth's leading physicist, steps forward. "We've been analyzing the dimensional structure of the invaders using data from every engagement. There's something we missed initially. They're all connected through higher dimensional space. They share a collective consciousness." "What does that mean for us?" Williams inquires. It means there's a central nexus, a primary entity that coordinates all the others. If we can locate and destroy it, the entire invasion force should collapse. Stone frowns. How do we find this nexus? It's at the dimensional breach point where they first entered our galaxy. Dr. Kim explains. Our deep space monitors detected the initial rupture in spacetime near the galactic rim. The Nexus creature is still there, directing the invasion from outside normal space. Williams realizes the implications immediately. You're talking about a suicide mission. Getting to that location means fighting through hundreds of invaders, and we don't know what kind of defenses this Nexus creature has. There's more, Dr. Mayu. Kim continues. The Nexus exists primarily in higher dimensions. Conventional weapons, even our quantum disruptors, won't be enough. We need to build a dimensional cascade weapon, something that can destabilize the boundary between dimensions. Permanently, the room falls silent as everyone contemplates the magnitude of the task. Building such a weapon would require Earth's entire remaining scientific and industrial capacity, and deploying it would mean sending their best ships on a one-way mission into the heart of enemy territory. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the surviving alien civilizations watch humanity's desperate battle with growing awareness of their debt. High Counselor Vel, now commanding from a refugee fleet, monitors human communications with her advanced translation systems. They're planning something desperate, she tells the assembled alien leaders. The humans are preparing for a final assault on what they call the Nexus creature. The Krix commander Snap, one of the few alien military leaders still alive, studies the tactical data. Counselor, we must offer assistance. The humans have carried this burden alone because we refuse to listen to their warnings. What can we offer? Vel asks bitterly. Our fleets are destroyed. Our worlds burned. We have nothing left but refugee, ships, and scattered survivors. We have our knowledge, Snap replies. Our civilizations are millions of years old. Surely some of our ancient technologies could help. For the first time since the invasion began, alien ships approach human battle, groups not as enemies or dismissive superiors but as equals seeking to help. The Altrans offer their gravitational manipulation technology, while the surviving Void Speakers provide expertise in exotic energy containment. Captain Maria Santos, now commanding the assault fleet preparing for the final mission, receives these alien volunteers aboard her ship. The crew that once worked alone now coordinates with beings they barely understood months ago. The dimensional cascade weapon is ready, Dr. Kim reports from Earth. But deploying it will create a permanent rift in space-time. There's no guarantee the strike team will be able to return. President Williams addresses the assembled fleet commanders through quantum communication. Behind her stand representatives of every species in the galaxy. Aliens who once dismissed human warnings now united in desperate hope. Ladies, gentlemen, and honored beings of all species, she begins. Earth's warnings were ignored, but Earth's sacrifice will not be forgotten. You carry the hopes of every world, every civilization in our galaxy. The invaders came from the void, and to the void we will send them. The final battle approaches. One last desperate gamble to save a galaxy that learned too late to listen to humanity's voice.